Hey gang, yes, how you doing? This is Spirit Journey. Yes, I'm just heading out with the pack, and boy, is it lively today. Hope you guys can hear me. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it is about 20 after 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Yeah, and I have my pack with me. And you know, I like to show my little babies off. Let me show you the guys and gals. Yeah, say hello, guys. Ruff, ruff. Yeah, little Lily, little Lilac. Say hello, Lilac. And Labby boy. Yeah, the sun is right above my head. Right above the head. Look at New York City here. Look at that. It is really, really sunny right now. Yeah. Yeah, it's really sunny, and I want to have fun today. I'm going back to the park. You know how I like the park. And yeah, I feel it's very important to try to be out there in nature. Yes, hello guys. I couldn't read your comment long enough. Yeah, I'm walking. And yeah, but still send your comments. Yeah, it's good afternoon, all you people out there. I just want today's live stream to be uplifting, more uplifting. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna just, unscripted, and I just want to just put it out there. And yeah, let's see what you're saying. Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, thank you. That's oh, I can't read the name, but yes, good afternoon back. Yeah, boy, I can hardly see my monitor. I could hardly see it because the sun is so intense. It's you can't really see the the screen well. It's real dark. But anyway, yeah, it is so beautiful out here. And I was watching. What was I doing today? What was I doing? I wasn't doing anything really new, but I said to myself, I want to try to do new things to get think outside of the box, to have fun. I've been really intense lately with a lot of the content that I have. Uh, I think it's just the signs of the time. But what I would like to do, like, I want to have fun. Like sometimes people get put into boxes, and we let peer pressure uh, influence us so much. And I think in this spiritual journey that I'm on, that you should be yourself. I know that peer pressure does exist, but to be able to be you, because see, you live and die unto yourself. Only you feel what you feel because it's subjective. So I want to, like what I've been saying this week. You cannot run away from yourself. You have to accept yourself. You may not have to like certain things. You may not like where you live. You may not like how you're being treated. But what you do have a choice in doing is trying new things, the things that are available to you. And so what is available to me, I could maybe learn something new. And what I was thinking about, well, I was watching this movie. I think I did talk about the movie before. It's called Limitless. It came out a couple of years ago. I think it came out in 2008. I could be wrong. But it came out a while ago. You stay there. I'm talking about little dogs. And at the very, very end of the movie, the star of the movie goes to a restaurant, and he's a white fellow. Okay, I can see myself now. He goes to a restaurant, and it looks like it could be a Chinese restaurant. And he goes to he meets his girlfriend, sorry. Just navigating here. I'm gonna stay here. He meets with his girlfriend at the movie. And the girlfriend already ordered. And the girlfriend is just bedazzled about how the boyfriend, because they had split up briefly and they came back together. And she's, wow, I can't get over how you look so different, even your haircut. So he says, well, I'm a new man. And then she says, well, I ordered my food already. And the waiter comes up. And the guy, the white guy, speaks first to the waiter. And he's talking in some foreign language. And then the waiter answers back in the language. And then they chuckle. And the girl is looking at him really dumbfounded. Like, wow, you speak that language, that type of look. So he says, like, nonchalantly, well, what? Like, it was no big thing. And then the music comes on, and, the credits roll. But I thought it was really, really exciting. The whole movie, the whole concept of the whole movie. Have any of you seen the movie Limitless? It was fantastic. And so I remembered that movie this afternoon. I remember, yeah, that's the place that has the drinks outside. Yeah, I showed a picture of them yesterday in the video. But yeah, so I was fascinated with the whole concept of the movie. That here you had this guy, I can hardly see it. Oh, I wish I could read the comment. It's so bright. The sun is so bright, I couldn't see the comment. But okay, I'll just keep on going. But the movie was so exciting for me. Why it was exciting was because you had a man who was down and out. He was living in like a small run-down apartment on the edge of Chinatown in New York City. And his girlfriend left him. He's a writer, but he's not writing. He has writer's block. And everything was on the end. And then he bumps into his former brother-in-law, and he gives him this clear-looking pill. He said, oh, this will help you and everything. So he has nothing else to lose, he feels, and so he takes it. And that was the beginning of his awakening. So I feel with me at my channel that I wish to awaken also. And it showed me in the movie that when opportunity presents itself, see, he just needed a right push and motivation. Okay. Oh, I can hardly read it. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I still can't read your message when I get in the shade. But yeah, so Hi. Yeah, navigating the streets here. Yeah, hi. Yeah, I see someone else wrote a comment. Yeah, I wish I could read it well. But either way, uh, so I feel it's very important that what the movie was trying to say was, see, he had a blockage. He was losing everything. He was losing hope in life. And when given the opportunity, he just started flourishing. And of course, when you start to flourish, people can be threatened, or people can exploit your new success. But it opened up doors for him initially. You know, he's making more friends, going places. People were inviting him to go, like he I guess crashed a party with a bunch of yuppies, and he bedazzled them with witty opinions about politics. And the guy who he's talking to with a bunch of other people, he's in, like, I guess, brokerage houses and, you know, stocks and bonds and things like that. He says, wow, you're really interesting. Hey, maybe you want to go on a trip with us? And so he's just thinking somewhere like local. No, it was in another country, and they flew him by a jet. And people just like being around him. You know, there are people who just know how to make you feel good. They have like, they're not like afraid of things, you know. They just grab the world by the horns and they embrace it, and they're not afraid of challenges. And he even jumped off a cliff into a body of water in front of the other people, you know. So he was boldless and as the title of the movie is, limitless. Wouldn't you also want to live a limitless life? To be able to meet all types of people, and just because of your wit, your smile, your charisma, you get invited to different parties. They even pay the way. You meet men and women, etc., etc. Yeah, so the end of the movie, he went through a lot of drama, but at the end, things seem to be putting it together. And he learned, evidently, this foreign language. And one thing with language, see, when you speak somebody's language or slang, and you understand the essence of the word, you know how to use it. Like anyone could be a parrot, and they're just parroting. But when you can think and feel in that language, man, and if you're obviously from another place and you're speaking it, it says a lot about you. So I like that. I like what that signified to me. Communicating in a foreign language is a magical thing. I had a grandmother who's she's not from the U.S. Her native tongue most likely was Creole, French Creole, and she could also speak French. She also spoke Spanish, English. She knew a little Italian, and I think also some Chinese. How you doing? Yeah, she traveled different places. She actually used to work in a circus. She was involved with an Italian guy who was a 30-degree Mason, and the vaudeville show, and she was in Argentina with him, and the show was she would have to lie down, and he would take like a sledgehammer or something like that and crack rocks over her stomach. That's what my father said. I never knew her, my grandmother, either grandmother, but she traveled and she knew how to speak the languages in the places she went. And she was in, what do you call it? What are those schools that Catholics go to? She went to Catholic school, like you have to, I think, live there or something. And the school had international people in it, and that was in Martinique. So she was exposed to different nationalities. And so it opened her horizons. And her looks, her phenotype was such that it blended in with many groups, you know. So she wasn't threatening to a lot of people, you know. She can pass as this and that. And because she spoke a lot of languages, so she can navigate relatively well. But I like the idea of the international being, international, that you get to, so you can communicate. And if you could communicate that language, people would say, wow, you took the time to learn my language so well. It's flattering, right? Wouldn't you be flattered? And so my seeing the movie Limitless, and I looked at that very end of the movie today, it lifted me up. I was feeling a little down today, and I don't fully understand why it makes me feel the way I do. What happened earlier today before I saw that last clip of that movie. But maybe sometimes it's not important why. You can dwell on things and try to analyze why something bothers you. I think the answer is stop looking at it. It's that simple. Sometimes, rather than try to figure it out, you say to yourself, you know, maybe just don't even watch it. So I feel lifted seeing that last, but yeah, I encourage you all to watch that movie Limitless and let me know how you feel about that movie, especially the very end. How you doing? Yeah, it just made me feel that there was, just check on my dogs, that there was hope. And you know what else I did? They're all closed. I called, I think, 4 different establishments today. Excuse me. 4 different establishments. I assumed the language that was being spoken in the movie, since it was, it looked like a Chinese restaurant. And the man that's speaking, whatever language he's speaking, I checked on the internet and I got his name. And yes, he's a Chinese individual. At least of Chinese descent, and he did teach Chinese language lessons on YouTube, on television. So, it could have been Mandarin what was being spoken. I think, folks, I like to learn Mandarin as like a symbol of that movie of it's limitless. I'm seeing more videos now of Black people, Africans, West Indians going to Asia and could speak the language. And people, you know, they're living there and they're doing very well. So Asia is considered like a new frontier, even though it's an old frontier, but it's considered new to what they call the Western world. So it's a little bumpy here. Oops. Want a free hand sanitizer? Oh no, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good one, guys. Sorry about that. They're offering hand sanitizer. It looked like a little tube. Yeah, you make your own sanitizer. See, a lot of these sanitizers, there was a batch made in Utah, and they had bacteria in it. They had to recall all the hand sanitizer stuff because they had a bacteria in it. So good for sanitation, right? But yeah, if you want to sanitize your hand, you wash your soap and just, you can use essential oils. They kill off viruses and bacteria. You don't know what's in those chemicals. So either way, it's about to. Okay, I can cross the street now. Yeah, so yeah, I checked out. Well, I tried to contact several schools, and evidently they're closed still. But it's a possibility that it's a Mandarin. I have a feeling it's Mandarin. I think I want to learn the language, and maybe for like this spiritual journey, I want to have fun, like to explore things that are different from me. Yeah, to explore new things, to expand the mind. I don't want. I don't want to stress myself out. I want some fun, and I like the idea. I hope you guys can still hear me. I like the idea of being able to talk enough to like order food at a restaurant. I like to learn how to hold chopsticks correctly in my hand. Yeah, something fun, nothing like. I'm not looking for politics. I'm not looking for so and so did me wrong. I am so stressed out these days. Spirit journey, right? I just want to have fun, like that song by Cyndi Lauper. Girls just want to have fun. Yeah, don't we just want to have a little fun? Yeah, I'm across the street from the park. Yeah, I'm going to sit at the same spot if it's available where I went yesterday. But yeah, I'm thinking about what would it be like, guys, to learn a foreign language, something so different than you, just for fun, like a cultural exchange, you know? Learn about a new culture, just for fun. I still love myself. So it's not about running away from myself. It's about, see, when you're secure in yourself, when you're really secure in yourself, you can venture off and learn about others, right? And I really like the idea that my grandmother was able to go to different, she's from the island of Martinique. That is a overseas department of France. And I have been there twice. What else now? Yeah, she's, just a woman in her day, and women 100 plus years ago were limited to, opportunities. So she did, she came to the USA. First she went to, I know that she had gone to Argentina, and she was doing that circus act with that guy, that guy from Italy, the Freemason. I don't know how long she was there, but she came to the U.S. In the early 1920s. and she stayed here ever since. She died here also. Uh, but to be able to move all by yourself as a woman and can't even see the little butterfly and you can't even speak the language. That could be spooky. Yeah. But I like that challenge though. I like that challenge very much. Yeah, now it's quiet now. Yeah, so now I'm inside the park. I really like the idea of learning something new, maybe to learn how to cook different foods. There's a cultural center I saw over the internet, and I'm constant, and you know, it's near where I live. That was really ironic. I said, wow, that's real close. So I'm thinking, I mean, it evidently still closed. Oh, let me move this. I can't get up that. Well, let me try it again. Let me try it. It's a little, oh no, that's too steep. Let me go up here. Sorry. Yeah, it's like a ramp, but it's too steep. I think it'd be too steep for the dogs. Okay, let me cross. Yeah, it's real sunny. It's absolutely gorgeous out here, folks. Yes, good old Central Park. Oops. We're almost there to the section where I want to go. Yeah. So I'm wondering, when all this corona ends, to to take maybe a language class. Oh, you know what? I'm just remembering. I had purchased this. Have you ever heard of Rosetta Stone language thing? Well, I purchased one 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, and software is outdated now for my computer, and the Mac that I have also is not compatible. So Rosetta Stone people told me, hope I didn't pass it. Oh no, I didn't pass it. Yeah, so Rosetta Stone people said, hey, you can have an account with us and use your as your not your password, but your username, um, your email address, and you'll be able to have access to our website's languages. You can choose any language. You have open access. I said, yeah. I said, I'll do it. So, yeah, that was done maybe 2 weeks ago, I think. Let's see. Okay, oh, okay, it's available the spot. Yeah, I'm gonna move, yeah. So, so let me just move this. So it's just gonna take a little bit, like 3 minutes to just get situated here. I'm gonna go where I went yesterday. Yeah, so it's just gonna take me a few minutes. I have to make sure I move enough because I kept moving yesterday. Let me put this on the floor. Just take me a moment. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, just open up the liner. Okay, now I have to get the little dogs. Okay, I get you first, Lily. So most of it is over with that. Let me just fix the liner. Yeah, happy girl. Yeah, it looks like they just mowed the lawn again. It's gorgeous out. Yeah, get my material. Come on. Oops. Sorry. Almost done. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Come. Excuse me, baby. Yes, have to get the water and all that. Ah, it's gorgeous. I'll show you the setup. Can I get my water bottle? Okay, you get your waters too. Wow. Yeah, it's about 75 degrees, but in the sun it's probably hotter. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to stay neat also. Yeah, this is my crew. Let me show you what I'm doing. See that, guys? Yeah, this is my mat, and I just sprawl out and just relax. Let me put this down. I leave this down because if my dogs pull, it might topple over them. Okay. Oops. Yeah, those are my feet. I have boots on. See the little crew here? Yeah, they love coming here. You know? Yeah, things could be real tense sometimes, but if you can't, if you can't change something, just handle what you could handle. You know? Yeah, let me show you a book I'm reading. Look at this, The Great Pendulum Book. Yeah, what I'm gonna do with this, I bought it maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, I bought it August 16th of 2018. Yeah, it shows you different things. Like for example, let me just open a random page. Like this thing here, chapter 30, I mean 73. Uh, this one's I guess about what could help you. Lilac. Let me show you them that. Okay, so they have like a sentence, and these are the different things that you could select, like your friends could inspire you, love, meditation. See that? I get inspiration from, and then this is the chart. You put all those, sorry, you put all those different things that could inspire you, like here, my work, gratitude, blah, blah, blah. And then you use the pendulum like this, and which thing you should focus on. And all different titles. I mean, that was just a random page. Let me see something else. Let's see. What medicinal herbs should I use? Okay, and then these are the different, these are just suggestions of different herbs. And then you put it on a chart like this. And then you do a pendulum work. See that? See that? So this will select you intuitively. No. Sorry, my dog is. No, no, no. Lavin, let's quiet. 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 I think I forgot the little can that I usually bring. Shoo. Oh well. Let me turn the camera. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, so yeah, I think I forgot the can that I use. Okay. Oops. Okay, so you can see me now. See, hands free now. Yeah, so yeah, I want to learn pendulum work. You ever get like at a crossroad in your life? I know I'm at a crossroad, and the different modalities that are out there to help you um, find out why you're stuck, or maybe it's health, and you don't know what's wrong. Oops, you may not know what's wrong. So doing what they call pendulum work, you know. Now I know that many people may not believe in this. I mean, I don't know. I'm new with this. I purchased this a couple of years ago. And again, in this spiritual journey that I'm doing, I'm trying to figure out what will work for me. Okay? Because I've had paranormal events that has happened to me, and I have no real explanation why certain things happen. So, if one thing doesn't work for you, try something else. Okay. So what other things was I going to talk about? Yeah, I was talking about the movie Limitless, and challenging myself by going to learn a foreign language, and I have my grandmother had spoke different languages, and I love that idea. Again, learning different languages, learning different cultures. It's not about giving up your own culture. It's not about that. It's about expanding yourself. It's about saying, oh, let's say you want to go to a store. And when you can talk someone's language, they're just more receptive to you. It means that you took the time to learn about their culture. So, and that could open up doors for you, right? And each one teach one. So the only way how someone could learn about you is to teach yourself to others, and you can teach yourself to others. Yeah, you can teach yourself to others when you talk to them. Then they're getting hands-on information on what makes you tick. They're not just reading in a book or television. They're reading about, you're telling them about you. You're telling them like where you're from, uh, your family background maybe, what type of work you do, what type of interests. That's how people expand, by engaging in conversation and learning what makes them tick. So it's not so much, it's not to be invasive and being nosy, but if you have a choice, wouldn't you rather, yeah, exactly, Cox. Wouldn't you rather someone know about you because you told them about yourself, right? They're not reading a stereotype image. See, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And I was a very misinformed person, very misinformed. So I'm just taking off my boots. Yeah. So right now, it's about the re-education of spirit journey, right? And so I'm actually excited. I mean, I don't know whether I'll do it. The language that was spoken could have been Mandarin. It could have been that language. So I'll try again. I call up 4 different places, but they all went into voicemail. So I don't know, but it could be Mandarin. Um, yeah, wouldn't that be interesting? You're obviously an outsider, and you go into a Chinese restaurant and you speak Mandarin or Cantonese. Wouldn't that baffle, really surprise them? It sure would. Yeah. So I'm excited about that, to be able to, to think that I can do something like that. What languages, guys out there, those who are watching now, what language would you want, if you want to, like, let's say you took that special pill, like in the movie Limitless, especially when they don't, yeah, exactly, that's what I'm getting at. What language would you want to learn as a way to show others, and yourself that you are limitless and you're out to, oh, the original Hebrew. Okay. Nice, nice. Hebrew. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, I had, it could have been maybe 10 years ago. I did go to a place, I was contemplating learning Hebrew. Um, I was going over the Hebrew, modern day Hebrew alphabet. Yep. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, people may not expect it, and it's just, I just think it's powerful. I think it's a powerful thing, people who speak different languages. I never made fun of people who English wasn't their first language. Abraham spoke. Okay, yes, yes. Wow. Yeah, you know that that language, the Hebrew language, I'm not talking about Yiddish. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. Yiddish is a Germanic language. They just use the Hebrew alphabet. Yeah. But did you know that the ancient Hebrew alphabet, it's not the alphabet that they use today. They have, it's something completely different. Yeah. So I tell you this, I'm glad that you mentioned about Hebrew. See, when in my opinion, sorry, in my opinion, when you change an alphabet, you're changing the language. Why would you need to change the alphabet of a language? The alphabet are symbols. What was wrong with the old symbols for that original language, for that particular group? Because they're changing some aspect of it. They're changing some aspect of that language, so they hijacked it. Yeah, exactly. That's so. Yes, they. Yeah, Creole. Okay. Mm-hmm. Nice, nice, nice. I agree. Okay, thank you, Cox. Yeah, when you change an alphabet, then you are changing the language. You think just the alphabet change and not the verbiage of it, or the style, the rhythm of the language. You think the word choices that didn't change? They changed it for a reason. See, when you change a language, you're changing the thinking of a person. And then, as I mentioned yesterday about control, that it's all about control, and the Bible is a tool of control over you. Yep. No, you stay here. My little boy, my little boy. Come here. Come here. You have to stay here, Lavin. Sit down. Good boy, you're a good boy. Yeah. Let me get my glasses so I can see the comments a little better. But yeah, they changed the Bible. They changed God's law. When they changed that alphabet, that original alphabet for that language, ancient Hebrew, they changed God's message, right? Yeah. Why did they change God's message? Well, because a new God took over, and that new God is trying, but he never changed. Yeah, yeah, God may not change, but the people who controlled it changed, because that's why they changed the alphabet, thus changing the language and probably changing what the actual words spoken were. Yeah. So you make new rules. You make rules in the Bible about women. Hey, you have to be covered. You have to do this or that, right? They can say anything. And I don't know why a God would do something that would hurt women. Women hold the seed of the nation. So why oppress them? Because those men probably were from another planet. Just speculating. You think those are real? How come in the Bible in Genesis it says the Son of Man um, were getting involved with the daughters of the Son of God, the sons of God were mingling with the daughters of man. So what is that? A foreign guy was mingling with human females. And look what happened to those females. You can't do this, you can't do that, all these different rules and regulations. And it oppressed women. See that? You see what I'm saying? Genesis 6, those were angels. What they say they were angels. Yeah, they were from another place. They weren't human guys. And they most likely took, yes. It's a nice euphemism to say about alien ETs got involved with human women and then set rules and regulations against women. You read the Bible, let's say that it wasn't about gender, male or female. Let's just put a different label. Let's say because someone was from this nation, someone's from that nation. You just put a different label where it has for men and women. You just put a different ethnic group in those spots. And you're going to say, boy, this God is prejudiced against those groups, right? You just put a different label. God wouldn't need to oppress the seed of the womb. But it seems to be quite evident to me that this God is alien, and you have the indigenous population here being put under the control by outside forces. And I think it's those outside forces that are still oppressing people. And now it's like a tug of war. You have more than one faction, I believe. You have the people in the Bible days. Okay, in the Bible, replace the labels, angels with aliens, and heaven with faith. Exactly. Thank you, CJ. C. James. Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. You just put a different label, but it's the same message. It's something external that's controlling the internal. Okay? Yeah. And you have to find out why. Where did these people come from? Where was this God located before they came down, right? You think Genesis chapter 1 is the first part, the first thing that ever happened? Or is it something that's happened as a result of something else? You know, there might be a chapter 1, but there might be a chapter 0 and chapters -1, chapters -2, and so on. Yeah. Come on, let's drink your water. Yeah. There are other chapters before the Bible, figuratively speaking. Yeah. And you have people trying to convince others of its validity. Now, I used to follow the Bible. I respect it as a, peop, if it serves you, I get it for you. If it serves you, you serve it. If it serves you, you serve it. If it no longer serves you, then don't serve it. If it no longer serves you, don't serve it. It's a waste of your time and energy. Good girl, good girl. And she's drinking her water. Yeah, you have to start thinking. Yeah, it's a big world out there. It's a very, very big world. And television, for me, I see it stifled a lot. Here, have some water. Television, for me, I think really hindered a lot of development, personal development. It was a program. TV is a program. You want more water? I'll fill up more water for you. Yeah, I put it in the refrigerator so it's nice and cold. Here, babies. Oops. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, television was a tool I feel designed to oppress. But and look, it came about right after World War II. And what happened after World War II? You know, people, um, women now had to go back to work, back at home. Women were used for the war effort, and now the war was over, and so the women had to go back to domestic work. So, who teaches children? The mom. And so now you create a tool to re-educate the mom to think certain ways, and they wanted her to learn about consumerism, that she no longer was to make her own soap, make her own clothes, make her own furniture. She now had to buy appliances to make that carrot cake. She needed like a grater, a mechanical grater, you know, electrical grater. Uh, she had to, let's see, uh, now she had maybe a car, um, all these little things. Oh, soap, laundry soap. She used to make her own laundry soap. Now she's making, you know, buying detergent. And all these technologies, even though on the surface is very subtle and non-threatening, innocent, but what is it doing? It's making the planet very toxic. You have a sewer system and you have chemicals in it, and they're recycling the water, but are they recycling it efficiently? You see how crazy people are acting now. Maybe it's this stuff they put in the water, the stuff that didn't come out. Like a lot of people, they said, I think 1 out of 3 people are on antidepressants. And so when you urinate, it goes into the water system and it might be affecting your behavior, right? So a lot of things that are being introduced to the planet is introduced in a positive way. And again, you have Hollywood, and the Hollywood's what the witch's wand was made out of to cast spells. Isn't television a box of tales and witchery? You know, doesn't it influence you the way you think? Doesn't it make you think like, oh wow, I didn't get that fancy dress that commercial told me about? Wow, I'm a loser. Oh, the neighbors are going to laugh at me because I wore this outfit twice in a month. See that? Consumerism. Consumerism is an addiction. It's an addiction in the U.S. And I mean, I've heard women tease other women about what they're wearing. They wore that already. See that? So they make you self-conscious, and so that you spend more. But you ask yourself, what is the end game of consumerism? What is it? Okay, so what? You buying everything? Well, it's to make you forget who you are, because who you are is based on your identity, what the television says you are. Okay. Oh, you didn't go take that fancy European trip. You didn't go away, so you're not as good as the other neighbors. Okay. So it's forcing you to spend your money rather than saving your money. Okay. And so if you don't save your money, what happens if you don't save your money? You can easily fall into debt. Isn't consumerism a way of controlling people to keep on, to form an addiction to you, a spending addiction, and you use up all your money, and so what happens? You get a credit card. Yeah, it gives the controllers move. Yeah, yeah. So you get a credit card. Remember, there used to be commercials about credit cards that, oh wow, I needed this credit card because, you know, I went on vacation and oh, this and that happened, but thank God I have my credit card, right? They want you in debt. What happens to debtors? What could happen? In Europe, what was that, in the 1600s, what was happening in Europe, I learned um, that like you, things in Europe wasn't good for whites either. You know, it was either you're rich or poor. And that little milkmaid, when she dropped the milk, you know, after milking the cow, she didn't have money to pay for it. What happened? What happened was they took her and they sold her for the milk. You think they got more than enough for the milk for her? Yes, it was exploiting. It was exploiting the whole thing. Yeah, the debt would be here long after we're gone. Yeah, exactly. So they sold the girl for spilt milk. So that's also why maybe a lot of these white women are so angry in America. You notice how a lot of them are so angry? Yeah. So it gets you into debt. And what do some people who fall into debt become? They become slaves or indentured servants. They get abused. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Cox. Yeah. They get trapped in the system and they start to feel helpless. Okay. So what do you do? So now they have this woman at home. This what you primarily. Excuse me. So what happens to all these housewives? They get addicted to stuff. They get addicted to clothes, vacation trips. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, they get addicted to everything. And then they start to spend more. And then yeah, thank you again. They start to um, social engineer. Then they want to teach you about other groups. They don't want black and white people to commingle. Some people never meet anybody outside the group, but television fixed that. They show all these new people that white people never seen and made us look like villains. Um, they became fearful, and you get targeted. And then they created a police system that was really designed to police you. But it's all for, it's all leading to their destruction as well. Yeah. See, when people who murder, they're actually murdering themselves as well. You know, it's it's a system. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. You cannot. You when you spill somebody else's blood, it's something that stains your own hands. You can't avoid it. Your hands get spilled with somebody else's blood. Um, some people believe in karma. Recessive. Yeah. And so it's an endless cycle. It's a spiral for all of us. And again, I really do feel about the UFO connection that I was telling you about yesterday. I hope you can hear me well. You have that UFO connection, according to this institution, the Farsight Institute. I think they're located in Georgia. I think they're located in Georgia, and it seems like a lot of the investigation about the things that are happening in the United States, there's a UFO connection slash ET. I don't think all. I mean, I told you yesterday as well that during a meditation session, I had seen I saw an ET. Its head was down, and I said to myself mentally, "Please don't lift up your head. I don't want to see your face." I don't think I'd be able to handle it. But yeah, Uh, there are other things out there. Just like there's what do you call microorganisms, things that you can only see in a microscope. Well, there might be things out in space. Not everything breathes oxygen or CO2. You might have things that breathe whatever what's up there. Yeah. So, so you have to really evaluate what is this all about. And I think maybe again the movie The Matrix. Oops. Sorry, my phone is getting low on power. Yeah, so like the movie The Matrix, I think the movie The Matrix, it's really giving us clues. I think it's a big clue as what's going on. They do remote viewing, yes. Yeah, the Far Sight Institute, they do remote viewing. And in virtually all of their remote viewing, when well, like it gave, it did a remote viewing about the popes. What was, yeah, laugh out loud, James. Yeah, it talked about the popes, what was motivating them, and they don't. Hey, Lily, come on, Lavin, Lavin, let's go. Sorry, boy, sorry about that, Lavin. You better cut it out. That's it. That's the bad boy. That's the bad guy. You got it. Yeah, the Farsight Institute. Yeah, I have always thought of that about space. Yeah, yeah, they're other beings, and oh, they were doing a thing about the popes. They did a remote viewing about what could be what's motivating the popes, the last four popes, I think it was, and they used the term off. Oh, I forget the term, but it just means that things that are not on the planet, that there were spacecrafts, and they had equipment on these crafts, and they could mentally project and influence the popes, and some of them kind of made them go a little crazy. I mean, whether you believe in the science of remote viewing or not, it just seems to be consistent, these stories. And now with President Trump, last year announced that he's going to have the, what do you call it, the Space Force. You think in 2 years he could create a spacecraft? They already have it. And that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. And so I think all with these riots and stuff, it's a smoke screen. Yes, Lilac? Yeah, I'm going to hold your leash so you don't get loose. Yeah, I'm going to hold it close to me. Yeah, he he was running, boy. Yeah, come over here, Peanut. It's my other dog. Come here. Come up the. Come, come here, guys. Yes, the other pumpkin. This is lilac. Mmm. Yeah. Yeah. So so the things that are being done. Okay, let's go. Good girl. Let's sit down. Yeah. So things are happening, and the Space Force is not just by accident. And you cannot create a space force in 2 years. This thing probably always is already in existence, right? And you have to cover it up, what you're doing to facilitate it, so you create race wars because the U.S. loves talking about race. Look at me. I talk about race all the time, right? So you get a smoke screen, you cause people to get bent out of shape and to riot, but they're fixing up to that space force. Yeah. So anybody else have any questions before I go? I see I've been on for 65 minutes. Yeah. Anybody got questions? or opinion that you want to share? When the girls put on their remote viewing for foresight, they report some of the unearthly beings can detect their. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That is something else. You are originally from Puerto Rico? No, I'm not. No, I am. My mother's people are from Martinique. My father's people, he's half Crucian and half Antiguan. Yeah, I have been asked if I was from Puerto Rico. Some people from Puerto Rico ask me if I'm from Puerto Rico too. Where are you from? Okay, yeah, yeah. Where are you from? Tomas. Okay, my dad's family. Okay, very nice, very nice. And where's your mother's family from? Is she also Caribbean, or she's from the South originally? Good. Okay, she's from the South of the. Oh, very nice. What state in the South, Tomas? What part of the South is she from? Ah, Virginia. Very nice. I was stationed in Virginia. I was in Norfolk, Virginia. Virginia is a very beautiful state. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. You have any other questions, Thomas, or anybody else who's watching regarding the remote viewing? Have any of you ever done remote viewing or thinking about learning about remote viewing? Yeah, I'm thinking about something like that. But for now, I think I'm going to learn the pendulum. Yeah. Oh, what I want to try to do today, I think procrastinating. See, I have a lot of questions. I've heard of it, but haven't done it. Yeah. 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 I want to. Okay. Sounds interesting. It does. It's on YouTube how to do it. But doing remote viewing, you need someone who's writing up the questions. You know, you can't know what your own question is. You know, or maybe you could. But see, I want to use the pendulum and write down questions and possible like what that book that I showed you. Okay. Oh, it's backwards. Okay, it's reading backwards when I look at this. It says the Great Pendulum Book. Okay, and you could uh, I think it works by energy and intuition, and it's supposed to reveal answers based on the energy pull on it. You know, I know it sounds really like a lot of baloney, but I want to investigate it because I have a lot of questions. I've had paranormal experiences that happened to me in the restaurant. I told I spoke of that before. I had an incident in a restaurant, and then I saw an orb. I want to find out who the orb was, where did it come from, and other questions, paranormal questions that I have, that things that I experience. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay. Yeah, I see that my phone is going to disconnect soon. Yeah. So I guess with that last statement, I want to thank you all for listening. It's always really nice to hear from all of you and to get your feedback. You are what makes life more exciting when I do these live streams and the people respond and they share. I think it's a beautiful thing to share what's on your heart. And yeah, I'm not here to offend anybody, but it's a process. We're all going through a process. And I want to expand my thinking, my knowledge, and my love for people. Okay? So, with that last note, me and my pack here, we wish you a good, safe day. Okay? Take care. Bye bye.